All right. I'm going to start off by saying Barak Tehawa, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. This is going to be something a little quick. Just want to say a couple of words and then, Lord's will, come back tomorrow and do a lesson, whatever the Spirit gives me. But, this one's just called Satan's Busy. We just made it back from Dallas and, pretty much we left yesterday early in the day, and pretty much ever since we left, Satan's been fighting us the whole way back here. When we first left, as soon as we left there, we were stuck in traffic for like 2 hours or more before we could actually start really getting on the road. But it has just been a little bit of an ordeal, and then we got here this morning, and we were exhausted. When we got here, actually we got here like around 10:30, going on 11. And as soon as we got in the house, the alarm was going off, and it was a carbon monoxide, alarm. So it smelled like it was a funny smell up in here. So the elder D-man, she called the the fire department, and they came through eventually, and there was nothing. It was nothing. It was just, I guess, maybe the carbon monoxide detector was the battery's probably old, but it's just like we wanted to just come here, get a few Z's, get up and go, because we had to go back to Chicago to drop the rental off and pick up my car, so it was just like a whole lot of stuff going on. So, nevertheless, we're exhausted. So I just wanted to just say Satan's busy. He's doing his thing, but we got to do our thing too, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. I just wanted to read this one precept here, 1 Peter 5:8. It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour." And this is what it is. Yahushua spoke a parable on how you have some that when the tribulation arises for this word, it says by and by they are offended. And Yahushua said, "Blessed is he who is not offended in me, and many shall be offended," because there are individuals that stumble across the truth. In most cases, or in some cases, they men crept in unawares. In other cases, it's just, a learning curve, learning how to roll with the punches, letting Satan get the best of us, when we're young in the truth, but eventually, things level out. Spirit, guides us, gives us teachers that have been through certain situations that could help us, comfort us with the precepts that comforted them, and help the brother to understand what he's dealing with. But others don't understand what they're involved in, because they're coming into this thing for all the wrong reasons. They're coming in this thing for the glitz, the glamour, for the fame. They like, being on YouTube, being a YouTube celebrity, being labeled as, oh, I like the way you dealt with that, so-called white man, you told him to his face, and how they like all those accolades. And when you first come into this truth, in most cases, not all, because some brothers, as soon as they come in, Satan drops a hammer on them. Like when Yahushua converted Peter, he said that Satan has desired you to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. And he said, "But I have prayed for you that your faith fail not." But you have, for the most part, when brothers first come in, not in all cases, but in most cases, it doesn't really get super hard at first. You're able to, deal and learn, and everybody comes in at the parrot, monkey stage, where they just repeat everything that they learned, before they have even really searched it all out, and And for the most part, at the beginning, in most cases, like I'm saying this, in most cases, brothers don't really go through anything. But then after a while of memorizing scriptures, going out teaching, breaking things down, they start feeling the woes and the tribulations and the trials that come with this word. Matter of fact, let me grab this other precept. Just bear with me. Hopefully it comes up like this. Beautiful. That's it. Okay. And they start to feel the heat from, the tribulations and the pains and they start, experiencing their woman might be acting up, and they're starting to get a little nervous because, they're really into that woman, so on and so forth. And then she may threaten to leave. And at that point, that's where the rubber meets the pavement. At this point, you're either going to be able to apply what you learned and know that the scripture spoke about a situation like this, or you're going to do the opposite and throw the word aside and go and get with that woman who more than likely is going to eventually leave you anyway. And this happens with individuals that don't understand the truth. The scripture here in Peter that I was talking about, 1 Peter 1 and 6. I'll start at 6. Wherein you greatly rejoice. Matter of fact, let me get it out of the blue letter. 1 Peter, just bear with me 1 second. Like I said, my brain is a little fried. 1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 6. And I want to go back to that 1 Peter 5 and just look up a couple of words. But this is 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 6. Wherein you greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, you are in heaviness through manifold temptation. See, and that's the thing, that this hell compounds after a while. Sometimes it'll hit you a little here, a little there, and then sometimes it might be 2 things, and sometimes 3 things, and it just continues to pile up and pile up, pile up. So we're going on, you could say, actually more than 24 hours that we've been on the road. Because we left yesterday, I think around 3 or so, and then we stopped, grabbed a bite to eat, then we jumped on the road, and boy, oh boy, has it been a hell of a road trip. So, sometimes it's just something that's constantly going on all day, and if you don't understand what you're involved in, then you're going to get offended by this truth, right? It says, verse 7, that the trial of your faith be a much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire. So everything, every brother in this thing, sisters also, but we're dealing with the men because they're the biggest threat because of their teaching ability and reaching others to push this word out to gather the elect. You're going to go through those trials and those tribulations, and sometimes it'll just be one thing you deal with, but sometimes it's one thing after another, after another, after another, after another. But we have to remember that it says that the trial of your faith be a much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua HaMashiach. And this is why the Apostle John said that they followed the Lamb with us wherever he went. So no matter where each individual went, if they're the sheep of Yahushua, they're going to be able to endure, all of those different trials that are being brought their way, and they won't get offended because they'll understand through the Spirit that these trials and tribulations that they're going through are helping them and molding them to become the character and the teacher and the better judge that will get better and better with time. As the Apostle Paul said, though my outward man perished, yet my inner man is renewed day by day. So this is why it's a constant tribulation. And as we read here, It says that we're in heaviness through what? Manifold temptation. So let's look up that word manifold, because manifold means many folds. You know, it's not just one thing. Now, when you're young in the truth, you know, the scriptures say that no other temptation has taken you but such as is common to man. So you're gonna go through things that are, you know, that you're able to deal with. But sometimes, as a young man, tribulations will come on you where you feel like it may be too much, but it ain't, because the Lord put that amount of hell on you because He knows the spirit that's in each individual, and He knows who can take what. So the word there for manifold is poikilos, and it means of various colors, variegated, of various sorts, motley, divers, manifold. So pretty much in many different ways, and those temptations will come through anything. It could come through thoughts in our minds. It could come through, you know, individuals in the street, you know, the spiritual exercise is right. It could come through people at your job. It could come through, you know, you might have ordered some food and then you got the wrong order. You know, just like different little things that vex you. It could come through your woman. It could come through your mother. It could come through, you know, your daughter, your son. You know, it all depends on the individual, you know, and how much hell the Lord wants to put on them. But it's, in some cases, sometimes it's manifold. You know, so it's a whole lot of, car problems. That's right, car problems. You know, just you're trying to get a particular job because you're trying to, you know, get a few more dollars so you can pay, you know, stay on top of your bills, and that falls through. So now you got to go back to the drawing board. So there's just a lot of manifold temptations, you know. And the thing is, when you understand what you're involved in, it's easier to deal with through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, because although you may be vexed, you know, our first thought is what? To pray to the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai to give us a spirit to deal with these different situations, you know. So let's go back to 1 Peter chapter. Matter of fact, let me see if there's any more here in 1 Peter 1. Let me read the 7th verse again. That the trial of your faith be a much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua HaMashiach, whom having not seen you love, and how do we know that we love Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua? Because we're doing the work that the Lord said. It said, if you love me, feed my sheep, feed my lambs. And whom though now you see him not, yet believing, you rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory. Yeah. Because we never seen the Most High. We never seen Yahushua, but we know that their presence is there because of the zeal, because of the faith, because of the gifts that the Lord has given us, the protections, you know, the guiding, so on and so forth, and the constant inspiration. So it says, receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your souls, which this right here is a cold cut to them people in the church that say that you're already saved. I accepted Jesus and I'm saved. I'm washed with the blood. No, you ain't saved unto the end. It says receiving the end of your faith, because the reward of salvation comes at the end of your work in the belief or the faith of this truth and the works that you've done for the Lord. Receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your souls. That's when salvation comes, at the very end, not before that. All right, so going back to 1 Peter chapter 5 and 8, I'm going to read it again. I just want to pick out a couple of words from here. It says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. So let's look up the word vigilant. The word vigilant is the word Gregorio. Oh, your owl. Gregorio owl. Almost sounds like Gregory. And the word Gregory or Greg means flock. It says to watch, see? Metaphorically, give strict attention to. Be cautious, active. Right, so how do you do that? By first and foremost knowing the scriptures and exercising the things that you learned in the different situations you may, find yourself in. Now, when the Apostle Paul spoke about the differences in teachers, he spoke about those that needed milk because they were unskilled in dealing with meat. But then you had those that were considered to be able to eat meat, which were exercised by having their senses exercised to discern good and evil by going through different situations. When I just give you an analogy of a boxer. When you're a boxer, you may know how to fight. You may know all the ins and outs, all the moves to counter and to, being on the offensive, be on the defensive, how to throw jabs, how to do all of that. But if you never have any fights, you're not really going to be able to put those skills into use. So when you learn this truth and you learn it, you won't be able to really fully appreciate it until you start teaching. And second of all, until you start to, go through the trials and the tribulations that is shaping, molding, and hacking away all of that, negativity that we have, as baggage, so to speak. See? So, these things are necessary. So it says to take heed leads through remission and indolence, some destructive calamity suddenly overtake you, right? Because you're not keeping your eye on the prize, And some individuals, they really think that this thing is a thing of entertainment. So when the trials and that heat start getting on them, they want to cast this thing far away from them. And guess what? They just destroyed themselves, because if you throw this word away, the Lord's going to cast you off. You see? Let's see what else we could, and then I'll close it after that. Starting to get like a slight headache. It says, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion walketh about seeking whom he may devour. So let me look up the word, let's see what, let me just look real quick. Or you might, okay. Let me look up the word roaring. The word is oru omai, which means to roar, to howl, of a lion, wolf, dog, and other beasts, of men to raise a loud and inarticulate cry, either of grief or of joy, to sing with a loud voice. So he's, like you hear a roaring lion, and people get nervous when they hear that roar. Well, that's how Satan is lurking around. And that motherfucker be busy, man. Because we was like, God damn, man, this motherfucker been on our ass. I mean, he's been on our ass, period. But, sometimes shit just gets more and more intense. This heat is intense, man. This sun is intense, man. Inside joke. It says, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Let's look up the word devour, and then we'll close it out with that. Oh, snap, that's heavy. The word devour is G2666. It says katapino. Katapino. To drink down, swallow down. Wait a minute. Then Yahushua tell Peter that Satan has desired that he may sift you like wheat. To drink down, swallow down, to devour, to swallow up, destroy. He's seeking to destroy brothers. Them demons are seeking to destroy brothers. That's why they constantly, are given a barrage of different things to make brothers, that's enough. I'd have had it. I'm packing my bags. I'm out of here. But nah, that's not an option. Giving up is not an option. Because we know what that road leads to. All right. So, I just wanted to do a little something. Satan's busy. Just keep your eyes peeled. You see what's going on. We're coming to the end of 2023. And probably less than 2 weeks, it's going to be 2024. We pray that it comes in with a bang. Some brothers have been asking me about the calendar, the heads, the camp heads, so as I told them, I've been meaning to call the Apostle for about a week now, and every time I get ready to call him, it's either too early in the morning or too late at night, and I'm not sure if the apostle is up or not, so I don't want to disturb him, But Lord's will, tomorrow I'll call him sometime about the calendar, because I already sent it to him, just to speak to him on it, to get the final go ahead, and then I could start sending it out to some of you camp heads, and you could pass it to other camp heads, and that's not for everybody. It's just for the camp heads, and the camp heads, will usually give out the dates as needed, to their congregation, so on and so forth. As you already know, the new moons already go up anyway. On my channel and on the brother Corner Watt from New York's channel. And as soon as I get it, you brothers will have it, So just keep your eyes open. And I just want to say, give a shalom to all the brothers out there. Salaki, I can't keep up with all the brothers and sisters that put shalom. I'll be there all day just typing shalom, hey shalom, just putting the fist or emojis and all that. So Salaki, if you, I'm not. It's not that I'm antisocial or not wanting to answer brother, or say shalom or shalom to the brothers and sisters on the comment board. It's just it's too much to keep on doing that. So I'm just saying it in general right now. Shalom to all you sincere, the elect. The water to you brothers that be putting up all those precepts. We really appreciate it. And with that, I pray that you brothers and sisters have been edified, and keep your eyes peeled because shit is intensifying. But the Lord is also intensifying our spirit right along with it. Shalom.